Ayrton, it was announced by Williams that Alain Prost had signed for them today, and there's mounting speculation that McLaren might get Renault engines. Would that help you change your mind about staying with McLaren for next year?
The one thing all I would say is that this is supposed to be a World Drivers' Championship. We had 2 fantastic championships, sport championships, last year and this year. And we had, in my opinion, 2 very bad ones in '89 and 1990. And they were a consequence of unbelievable politics going on and a bad behavior by some people. And I think now we are coming back to the same situation again. It's impossible to accept somebody to come to a team February in the year with a signed contract, veto myself and himself too, and eventually they change his side but stay with the veto on myself. And I think if Prost wants to be called the sole champion, 3 times world champion, come back in a sportive way, maybe win another championship, he should be sportive. The way he's doing, he's behaving like a coward.
A tantalising air of uncertainty surrounded the opening race of the 1993 season in South Africa. Although Ayrton Senna's overalls were ready for duty, it was uncertain whether the man himself would be there to fill them. At the end of the day, he did indeed take to the track at the wheel of the McLaren MP48, which had shown so much promise in pre-race testing. The ever-confident Ron Dennis expounded the McLaren team's strategy for 1993.
Contractual issues have become of secondary importance, and I'm quite optimistic that as the year unfolds you will see some very interesting tactics and strategies employed to hopefully win the World Championship.
Alain Prost strolled back into the Formula One fray, now taking over as new Williams team leader in place of Nigel Mansell. Firmly strapped into the cockpit of the new Williams FW15C, Alain quickly proved that it wouldn't take him long to get back in the groove.
They're going to make things very different. But the most significant thing here is that there's every prospect of a season of excitement and drama and real competition, because 3 times world champion Alain Prost is back to lead the Williams team after a year's sabbatical. And Ayrton Senna, who we feared might be taking a year off, is driving here in South Africa, driving an all-new McLaren Ford. And the 2 rivals, with 6 world championships between them in the last 8 years, are on the front row of the grid. Looking at Alain Prost now, whether Ayrton Senna goes on for the rest of the season remains to be seen. There's all sorts of negotiations going on behind the scenes. But in 3rd position on the grid is the young German genius, and I use the word advisedly, 23-year-old Michael Schumacher in the Donnigton Ford. Away they go. Senna's got a superb start. Schumacher comes up. Damon Hill is into 3rd position as they go into the first left corner, and Senna's done it. Ayrton Senna has got ahead, and look at that, a complete spin by Alain Prost. He's overdone it, and Damon Hill spins there. Prost goes through, and Andretti's been left on the start. There he is. Through goes Ayrton Senna to complete another lap, and the gap between him and Michael Schumacher is now pretty static. It's about 2 seconds. Alain Prost in 3rd place, and he's gone faster again, so Prost has got the bit between his teeth. He's fighting back.
And the leading 3 now all together. Senna will not be rattled by this situation. He knows full well that without a mistake by him, there is really no chance, or no real chance, for Schumacher to get past, and he's protecting him from Prost as well. Who is give it half a dozen laps, see if he can find a way by, then maybe take a breather and have a try again. But of course this is more than just a battle between McLaren and Benetton. This is a battle between co-users of Ford engines. And Prost getting right onto Schumacher's tail, but Schumacher's got the inside line. And Prost is through. Prost has made it. And that was Renault Power that did that for Alain Prost. He came very cleanly out of the hairpin, but he just powered his way past. Now Senna will have seen that in his mirror. But yes, that was a bit over-ambitious by Zanardi, and he locked his brake. And once the brake's locked, you lose braking effect, and he had nowhere to go but to slide into Phil Williams. Disappointing debut for Williams as Prost gets inside Senna. Senna slams the door right across Prost's bows.
Past Damon Hill's broken Williams, past Zanardi's broken Lotus, and now Prost is going for it. Right up alongside Ayrton Senna, who just moves across casually, blocks Alain Prost. And look at that. Two British drivers, 5th and 6th. In the Ligier. Now this is tremendously exciting and encouraging too. Watch Senna, Prost and Schumacher, and I will tell you that the reconstituted Ligier team, as Prost is now on the inside. This is his opportunity. Alain Prost leads the Grand Prix very briefly, only to lose the lead immediately again to Ayrton Senna. Magnificent scrap between the two best drivers in the race, and Schumacher's got nothing to be ashamed of either. I guess it's more likely to be Fabrizio Barbazza, who is, yes it is Fabrizio Barbazza, who is out of the race incidentally.
And Prost having another go. Prost is alongside Senna, goes in front, and Prost is through. So Alain Prost takes the lead in the South African Grand Prix. Now, let's see what speed he's got to get away.
And did they touch? Here's a replay. Yes, they did. Well, it is... I always hate to apportion blame because only the people in the cockpit knew what happened. But from your point of view, James, would you say that there was any blame to either driver?
Well, I think Schumacher could be justified in feeling that he'd got enough inside Senna, maybe to have made Senna make room. But the problem is, you know who you're dealing with. And it was pretty predictable that Ayrton Senna would stick to his line and just come into the corner.
And as a spectacular thunderstorm doused the Kyalami circuit, Prost ran out an unchallenged winner in his first race for Williams, taking things carefully in the closing stages. While Prost was singing in the rain, Christian Fittipaldi and his father Wilson also celebrated a fine 4th place for Minardi. And it's just like old times, with Prost and Senna at each other's throat, and Blundell no doubt very happy with his third, with Sauber scoring points on their debut.
And Alain Prost will be very hopeful that it gets better. There is the 3-times world champion, the man who has won more Grand Prix and scored more Grand Prix World Championship points than anybody in the history of the sport. The first man to reach 500 points, the first man to reach 600 points, the first man to reach 700 points. 3 times world champion Ayrton Senna. Unarguably one of the greatest racing drivers of all time, driving the McLaren Ford. We've got so used to saying the McLaren Honda, but this year, of course, Ayrton Senna, 33 years old, from Sao Paulo in Brazil, which is where he won for the 2nd time his home Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, and he's driving in his 145th Grand Prix this year. It will be from 4 to the old hairpin. Senna is up to 3rd.
And after being crowded at the start, a quite brilliant couple of corners by Ayrton Senna. Tremendous stuff. He muscled his way back into the contention at Redgate. He's going inside Damon Hill. And Senna into 2nd place already. And he's giving it absolutely everything in the wet part of the race.
So now, as before, the two great rivals, and that's Andretti. He's done it again on the very first lap. Mario Andretti is out, as he was in Brazil, as he almost was in South Africa. 3 Grand Prix, and he has only done 3 full laps. And so out is Wendlinger. So 2 retirements already. Michael Andretti and Carl Wendlinger, and Senna goes through into the lead. He's passed Alain Prost, so the McLaren lead. Prost second, Hill is third, a tremendous gap between the third and fourth car.
Yes, and that must be caused by the Andretti and Wendlinger incident. We would assume that they may have had a coming together. We'll try and find out. Senna going away, but I expect that Damon Hill will be looking for a way past his team leader Alain Prost, who doesn't run 9.5 seconds. There are dry tyres with the Williams team. Are McLaren preparing for Senna, and Prost has gone in. Senna has stayed out, and I think Senna is covering Prost's move, and I strongly suspect that Senna will come in next time round. I'm sure that would be the right tactic anyway, not a minute too late. If anything, I thought Senna should have come in then, and a good quick stop by the Williams team, but Prost slow away. They had the car off the jacks very quickly, but he didn't make a very, very quick departure.
You can see the red and yellow line, and he's in. Ayrton Senna is coming in, and he was leading Prost by about 15 seconds, and the Brazilian comes up to the line now, and the Prost time was 7.12 seconds at the stop. Smooth stop. Up goes the car on the jacks, off come the old wet tyres, on go the new slicks which have been preheated. Alain Prost is gaining all the time. Senna is longer than Prost already, much longer, much longer. I'm looking for Prost. Prost leads. Prost has gone through in the lead on lap 35. There he is into Redgate. Alain Prost leads the European Grand Prix as Ayrton Senna emerges from the pit lane, only just ahead of the battle between Rubens Barrichello and Damon Hill. Into the pits comes Damon Hill yet again.
It's Alain Prost in the pits. Alain Prost spotted the rain has started again, and Prost has gone straight on for tyres, didn't delay. So Prost in. Now what will Senna do? Senna, I think, stayed out, and the rain is quite heavy this time. Senna still out, but with the difficult decision to make now. 1:23.3, getting towards the time he did when it dried out earlier, and he put up the fastest lap so far of the race. He pulled 4 seconds nearly on Alain Prost on that lap. 25.2 seconds he leads by.
Do the opposite, and into the pits comes Prost. So for yet another set of tyres, Alain Prost comes in, and this of course is going to disadvantage him compared with Senna, who is already on the slick tyres, the dry tyres that Alain Prost is changing to. And even if it's a good stop, and it's not all that Brazilian, and he stalled it. Alain Prost has stalled it. And oh, this is losing the race for Alain Prost without a doubt, and it's giving Rubens Barrichello the opportunity to move up into second place with the Frenchman stuck in the pits. His engine not running, and the mechanics trying desperately to get the starter motor onto the back of the car, and
I think he's stuck in gear. I think he stalled it with the car in gear, and without power, it may be that he can't get it into neutral, and as Damon Hill coming through into third place as Alain Prost finally gets going, and well, really, the race is already on, and Senna goes through a lap, so Senna laps Prost as he comes out of his pit. And
here is Ayrton Senna across the line, and it is victory for the Brazilian for the 38th time. The conditions may have deteriorated, but it was in conditions like this that Ayrton Senna won his first Grand Prix for Lotus in Portugal in 1985. I've done it, he says. Out comes the fist of victory, and Senna has got another 10 World Championship points. Let us keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best at Saint-Devote. It looks as though they're going to get them away pretty quickly. There are the lights. The red will go then in between 4 and 7 seconds. The green, the Monaco Grand Prix will be go for 78 laps. Schumacher ahead of Senna, and Hill right up along alongside Ayrton Senna as they go into the turn of box. Prost leads, behind him is Schumacher, and are they all round? Senna is in third position as they go round the Hotel de Paris and into Casino Square, and heaven be praised, we have got a clean start. Schumacher, Senna, Hill, Zona Lacey is in fifth position, Berger is in sixth place. Lowe's corner. Schumacher second in the Benetton, so it's Williams, Benetton, McLaren, Williams.
Yes, and already Prost and Schumacher seem to be edging away from Senna. Interesting, Schumacher appearing to be starting to mount a challenge to the all-conquering Williams, and Jonathan Martin has some urgent news for us in the pits.
Well, I've heard direct from Max Mosley from Caesars confirm that Prost has been given a 10-second penalty for a jump start.
Well, how about that? Because I saw Prost creeping before the start, which is not normally penalised, and he definitely didn't drop the clutch and really go before the green. So I would think Williams may be wanting to argue about that, because it's, I would have said, on past performance, a very harsh decision indeed. Normally, decisions about jumping the starter fairly lax, and I think Prost would have reason to be disappointed with that decision. And Prost is in. Prost has come in now. I was just going to say maybe the Williams team are arguing the toss on this, because I certainly thought it was harsh. There he is stationary, 10 seconds. Seems like an eternity to the driver, I'm sure. And he stalled it, and Prost has stalled the engine. He's had problems before getting the Williams Renault moving at the South African Grand Prix, and this is really a disaster for the Williams team.
Indeed it is, because Patrese already gone through and he's in sixth position, and Alain Prost has still not got the Williams Renault started. This is dreadful for the Frenchman, who was looking forward to winning the Monaco Grand Prix for the fifth time in his career, to equal Graham Hill's record. Now, is he going to get away? Yes, indeed he is. No, he stalled it again. I wonder if there's an electronic problem. He's shaking his head, sadly, is Alain Prost. This is a tremendously dramatic time, and I believe it's the clutch, because Alain Prost has had clutch problems getting away in several races this year. And if you remember, in the Spanish Grand Prix, Damon Hill got away in front of him, and Alain Prost was only third away. He shakes his hands in despair, and now everybody has gone through. Thierry Boutsen, Michele Alboreto, who is 19th. We're riding with Michael Schumacher, the new leader, as Prost gets away. Now, he is a lap behind, because race leader Michael Schumacher is now on his 40. Armour is in 21st place, so he has already been lapped by Michael Schumacher. We're getting up towards half distance, and Schumacher is out of the Monaco Grand Prix, and Senna leads. What did I say? Don't ever underestimate Ayrton Senna. And on lap 33 out of 78, out goes Michael Schumacher with a 13-second lead and an exploded engine. Well, these are two of the greatest racing drivers of all time. Triple world champions, each of them. Senna having won here 5 times, Prost having won here 4 times. No one has won a Monaco Grand Prix other than those two since 1984, when Prost first won.
And a fine effort by Damon Hill. Really tremendous drive for his second place. And entertainment for Jean Alesi.
Ayrton Senna crosses the line to win the 1993 Monaco Grand Prix, with Alain Prost following him home a lap adrift in 4th position, and you're seeing a new record holder, 6 times a winner here. He has eclipsed his own record, which he shared with Graham Hill.
Senna shared his unconcealed delight with his McLaren team colleagues before sharing the congratulations with second and third men, Hill and Alesi, to round off a truly memorable afternoon. The final European round of the championship was dominated by Alain Prost's decision to retire at the end of the season, opening the way for Ayrton Senna to leave McLaren and join Williams for '94.
I have a 2-year contract, and then I have a moment where in July I have a phone call from Frank and saying, oh, I need to talk to you, I have a big pressure from Renault, and I need to talk to you about something. I said, okay, Frank, I think I know what you want to talk about, but I am on holidays. I had 4 or 5 days holidays in my house. Okay, if the Renault people they want to talk to me, they come to see me. You know? And in fact, he comes himself with his plan, comes see me and trying to explain to me that Renault they are thinking of having Ayrton in the team with me the year after. And so I said, okay. That is not fair. We have a contract. Even thinking about that is not fair in the middle of the season. So let's put it this way: let's wait a little bit, a few races, and we see what happens. I didn't want to be a teammate with Ayrton again. I did not want to continue with this perception of the people saying, okay, you know, Ayrton is a poor guy with the small car, and Alain is, when he wins, it's normal because he has the best car. You know? I said, okay, you want Ayrton I understand very well, but you pay me the contract for the next year, and I stop. I did not want to stop. I really did not want to stop, but I had to see a situation going again, especially in your own country. Going in this direction again. I took my decision myself very quickly, but I wanted to tell them just one month, 2 months later, because I wanted to be world champion. I did not want to lose the opportunity. When I saw that I was going to be world champion, I said, okay, you pay the contract, I stop. I have enough. Okay, that's what I have done. I did not want to stop. I stopped Formula One only because of that. Otherwise, I wanted to continue.
A battle between the past and future Grand Prix stars. Alain Prost will retire at the end of the year with his 4th World Championship, it would appear. Michael Schumacher just ahead. This is where Schumacher has been faster. Can't quite see here if he's been able to pull away.
That is the key corner, though. Prost is not close enough. He is not close enough. This Cosworth Ford V8 car, and I do believe they're building a new one, a BC V8 for next year is the rumor. But it does have enough horsepower to keep off this V10. 1 lap to go to see if Prost can make a move on Schumacher.
If the race ends right now, Prost is champion, but he must get to that checkered flag.
As much as 800 horsepower sometimes comes from this Renault V10. This is where he needs it. This is through the kink, his favorite position to try and go down the inside. Schumacher knows that. He will block him if necessary.
This time Schumacher stays to the right of the racetrack. Renault has another engine. They say they'll fire it up for the first time in November. Here comes Prost looking down the inside. He wants this win.
Whoa.
Here they come. Uphill now, just a few corners remaining. A sharp right-hander.
And believe it or not, that was J.J. Leto in the Sauber who moved over and let the leaders go by. But this is where Schumacher has been very good. He's good through the S's. He's very good through the long right-hander. Prost is not close enough here.
Just a few hundred yards to go. He will not be caught now. Michael Schumacher, the Benetton team will be on the wall. The checkered flag is out. Schumacher takes his 2nd career Grand Prix victory. Alain Prost clinches his 4th championship. Only the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio of Argentina with 5 has more than Alain Prost. For a French flag to wave on his championship lap of victory. Alain Prost is the world champion. Let's get down to the pit lane where James Allen is standing by with team owner Frank Williams.
Frank Williams, your 2nd World Championship in a row, your 2nd Constructors' Championship in a row, and what a great Grand Prix to do it with.
It was a wonderful motor race. Yeah, I'm very pleased for that. We maybe could have won the race, but we lost it all at the start of the race. We paid the price, but a wonderful result for the team and for Alain.
A word about Alain. What's he been as a driver?
I beg your pardon?
What's he been like as a driver for you?
Brilliant, brilliant driver. Okay.
Are you surprised at the way he's performed this year?
Not in any way. He's a 3 times world champion. Now he's 4 times world champion. You pay your money, you get your choice.
A fantastic race. You made history.
It was a good race. It was a bit marginal sometimes, but I wanted to push. I wanted to win a race for my team, but for me, I wanted to win the championship. And I had to be careful not to do something silly. I was a bit quicker than, maybe much quicker on 1 lap than Michael, but it was very difficult to overtake. And even when we were behind cars about 2 or 3 seconds slower than us, we had problems to overtake. So it was too difficult. I'm quite happy about my 2nd
From
place.
all your fans in America, Alain, very many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello.
Forget
arrived in Australia at the podium, I didn't want to ask him anything. And because it was his decision, he made it himself. That's him. We asked him to come, and he was happy because it was his decision. From the moment where I come to the podium with him, the whole thing changed completely. After I retired, that was completely the opposite. He was telling me things that just opened his heart, opened his problem, his worries, his personal life, and I was completely surprised because again I was not afraid, you know. But the whole thing became, you know, for everybody, our battle was huge, very important. For me, I could not understand Ayrton when he was racing driver. And at the end, I could not understand 100% of how he behaved as a human side.
As I look down, this is what I've been dreaming of. I lay back down, all the panels slightly blue above, and I can't for to hear the reasons you're alive. I'm on your side. This is when we write our names to blood. This is when we write our names to blood.
Good evening. The former world motor racing champion Ayrton Senna has been pronounced clinically dead.
Good evening. Ayrton Senna, 3 times world motor racing champion, has died after crashing during the San Marino Grand Prix.
Kam heute auch Formel 1 Weltmeister Ayrton Senna auf dem Unglückskurs von Imola in San Marino ums Leben.
Send our thoughts and prayers to the family of Ayrton Senna and all his fans. He was a great racer, and it's a shame to see him go like he did. But,
I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is your 41st victory, which puts you equal second all-time with Ayrton Senna. Do those records mean a lot to you?
Yes, it does mean a lot to me. Sorry.
You equalled your great hero Ayrton Senna to go second of all time in the pole positions. The Senna family wanted to give you something to congratulate you on equaling Ayrton's record. It's not a replica. It's race worn from your hero to you.